What if I told you that today you could make hundreds, possibly even thousands of dollars by simply pushing a button? This is exactly what photographers do around the world every day, and they generate life-changing income. Today, I'm going to help you get started by sharing 4 tips and strategies that you could use today to find your very first paid photo shoot. The first tip that will set you up for success is to be prepared. If you're asking for someone to pay for your creative services, you first have to develop a certain level of confidence that the images that you create are of value. I'm leading the list with this tip because I've seen countless creative people that have talked themselves out of getting that first paid client because they didn't think that their work was good enough. Your mindset has to be strong, and you have to come to grips with the fact that the work that you create is valuable and it is worthy of payment. I've struggled with this myself as I've come up in my own career, but one of the things that has helped me tremendously is that I constantly consider myself to be a student of the game. I'm always learning, and one of the resources that I've personally used over the years is Skillshare, which happens to be the sponsor for today's video. With more than 25,000 classes covering photography, business, design, and more, Skillshare is a go-to resource for creatives to sharpen their current skills and learn new ones. I've been watching videos recently from creators like Gary Vaynerchuk, Simon Sinek, and more that have helped me round out my skills as a creative entrepreneur. For less than $10 a month, you'll have access to their entire library of content that can help you push your creativity to new heights. So best of all, the first 500 subscribers to use the link in the description for this video, they're gonna get 2 months for free to try the services out. Join more than 7 million creators, including myself, who are learning new things every day with Skillshare. Let's dig into tip number 2, which is to find and attend local networking events. This was something that I did early on that really pushed me forward in a new market here in New Jersey after I had lived most of my life in Florida. To do this, you'll want to look for groups meeting in your local area that might be able to benefit from your style of photography. For example, I'm a headshot photographer by trade, and so I looked up professional groups that meet up regularly that could benefit most from my services. I found a large 300+ member group of young professionals on meetup.com that met up every other week. Attendees of the event were mainly lawyers, accountants, IT consultants, just to name a few, all of which rarely had a professional headshot that they could use to market themselves. We would usually engage in some dialogue where they talked about what kind of business they were involved in, and afterwards, when the conversation would shift towards what I do, I'd begin the conversation about how I help professionals just like them to improve their online image with a professionally taken headshot. I've had conversations with individuals at these events that turn into office or even company-wide headshot opportunities that made me thousands of dollars in a single day. Best of all, it could work for you too. Tip number 3 is to do some old-fashioned cold calling. Let's say you're a wedding photographer and you're looking to book your first client. Why not visit local vendors who provide brides with the services that they need for their special day? They're going to need a dress, catering, a DJ, a venue. All of these businesses are run by people who probably already are communicating with brides that you could potentially work with. Reach out to them and set up a meeting in person so they know what you're about, and maybe once the relationship gets going, you can refer business back and forth to one another so that everyone wins. The key is to meet people in person, as they are less likely to ignore your communications like they would if you reached out via phone or email. Tip number 4 goes out to all of my portrait viewers out there, and that's to join LinkedIn. Most photographers I talk to will likely have an Instagram or a Facebook page, but rarely have an active profile on LinkedIn. I personally found that there are far more people out there on LinkedIn that you can reach out to directly that can utilize your services. You can see straight away when they don't have a profile photo, or they have one of those photos where they cut themselves out of another photo. And I don't know, it really doesn't do them any justice in portraying themselves as professionals. That's where you swoop into this situation and you're the hero and you give them the portrait that will help them land their next big client, or maybe even help job seekers out there to land the job of their dreams. I would begin by searching for and connecting with people who live in your area, reading their info or reading their bios to get a sense of who they are and what it is that they do and what they like to do, and then creating a personalized message for them that explains how your portraits can help them achieve their goals. With all of these tips, the most important thing is to find ways to actively market yourself and put yourself in front of those people who can benefit from your photography. Most creatives starting out usually take the path of least resistance and engage in what I call passive marketing tactics. These are things like creating or updating a website, sending out an email blast, posting promos and specials on social media, basically anything where you commit an action that you could do from the comfort of your home. These passive marketing strategies usually require you to sit back after you've done these things and wait for people to reach out to you to book your services. While it's definitely something that you should add to your overall strategy in finding your first paid client, you should also mix active marketing strategies that put you in front of people in person. I know it's scary, but in person, where you can really make the most out of the opportunity. Can you remember how you landed your first paid client? I would love to hear about that story in the comment section below. If you found this information useful or helpful, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. I release videos here every single week. And make sure you click that little bell icon so that you get notified when these new videos post up. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.